The United States did not begin as a country. It began as 13 separate British colonies along the eastern coast of North America. For decades, these colonies operated under British rule. They traded within the British system, followed British laws, and were governed in the name of the Crown. But after the costly 7 Years' War ended in 1763, Britain faced massive debt. To recover financially, it imposed new taxes on the colonies, including the Stamp Act and the Tea Act. The problem was not just the taxes themselves. The colonies had no representation in the British Parliament. The phrase that captured the frustration was simple: no taxation without representation. Tensions escalated. Protests turned into organized resistance. By 1775, open fighting had begun between colonial militias and British forces. On July 4, 1776, the colonies issued the Declaration of Independence, formally announcing their break from Britain. But declaring independence did not immediately create a stable nation. The Revolutionary War continued until 1783. With crucial support from France, the colonies defeated Britain and secured their independence. Now, free from British rule, the former colonies faced a new challenge: how to govern themselves. Their first attempt was the Articles of Confederation. This system created a very weak central government. There was no strong executive branch, no national court system, and Congress had limited power to tax or enforce laws. While it preserved state independence, it failed to create unity or economic stability. Financial problems grew. Trade disputes between states increased. Events like Shays' Rebellion in 1786 revealed how fragile the system had become. It was clear that change was necessary. In 1787, leaders gathered in Philadelphia for the Constitutional Convention. Instead of revising the Articles, they drafted an entirely new framework: the United States Constitution. The Constitution created a federal system, balancing power between the states and a stronger central government. It established 3 branches of government: a legislative branch to create laws, an executive branch to enforce them, and a judicial branch to interpret them. This separation of powers was designed to prevent any one branch from becoming too powerful. In 1789, the Constitution went into effect, and George Washington became the first president. Shortly after, the Bill of Rights was added, guaranteeing fundamental freedoms such as speech, religion, and due process. At this point, the United States became a functioning federal republic, but unity was still not guaranteed. Throughout the 19th century, deep divisions grew between northern and southern states, particularly over slavery and economic differences. In 1861, 11 southern states declared secession, and the Civil War began. For 4 years, the nation was divided in one of the bloodiest conflicts in its history. In 1865, the Union prevailed. Slavery was abolished. Federal authority was strengthened, and the principle that the United States would remain one nation was firmly established. The Civil War became a defining test of the country's unity. From there, the United States industrialized rapidly. Railroads expanded westward. Immigration surged. Economic growth accelerated. By the early 20th century, the country had emerged as a major global power. After World War I, and especially after World War II, the United States became one of the world's leading political, military, and economic forces. What began as 13 fragile colonies had transformed into a unified federal republic with global influence. And that's how the modern United States formed.